Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax, and today I am answering many of your questions that have been submitted all over the place. So we're just going to get straight into it. Yeah. The first one is advice for young gays. As someone who feels no longer like a young or a new gay, I feel like you need to trust yourself, come out to people when you want to, do it over the phone, do it in person, do it however you want it to be done. I think a lot of people make a big deal of coming out, but in my experience, it's always just been like a very short conversation. I really didn't want people to sort of change their opinion on me or anything like that. It was just sort of a, hey, just so you know, one day I might bring a boy home. And that was basically it. And I think the less you engage in hookup culture, the happier you will be. You know, the more you focus on like long-term commitments, that is infinitely better than just short-term pleasure. And I know that sounds really weird coming from a gay person who does social media and stuff, but I really do believe you want to focus on those like long-term relationships and that sort of stuff. And then my final piece of advice, which is like, I don't know what you think of it. Maintain a good reputation, because the gay community is really small. I don't care if you live in New York City or if you live in the middle of nowhere, like me. Your reputation is actually a really important thing that you will want to maintain, and it's very easy to get a bad reputation just hanging out with the wrong people, you know, engaging in things that aren't necessarily what you should be doing. Yeah, so that's my piece of advice for that. I'm just gonna let this truck drive on by. Okay, there we go. My favorite kind of Taylor Swift song. I like any Taylor Swift song that involves like a deep story that I can relate to. So yeah, anytime there's like a deep story, I'm there. Some of these are just compliments, so if you complimented me, thank you. That is very nice. You did not have to do that, but you made my day. What's an insecurity that you're working on overcoming? I used to be insecure about my nose. Like, I always thought it was really big. I'm over that now, but what I'm currently working on is I'm really insecure about what people think of me. And like, I try to be a people pleaser, and I'm really this year working so hard on not giving a damn about what people think and actually speaking my opinion. You know, like if someone's like, oh, do you want to hang out? I'm always like, yeah, okay, of course. And then I will bend over backwards in order to make it work. And I am working on being able to say, actually, no, I can't hang out. I'm really sorry, but no, not today. That's what I'm working on. Do I meditate or have a spiritual practice? Absolutely. I meditate every day. I have several different ways that I meditate. I do like a walking meditation where I like walk around here, or I'll walk around my gym, and I'll just meditate and relax a little bit. Before I go to bed, I do a bit of meditation, and then I have like a dedicated like sit down and meditate and like listen to some music and just like focus on my breathing. And it is so helpful. It's one of those things that every now and then, like I will fall off of doing and I won't do it for a few days, and then I'll get back to it. I'm like, oh, why wasn't I doing this the whole time? This is so helpful. So I do meditate. Is your OF rated R or X? It is X-rated. It is, yeah, it is not for everybody. What's your secret to confidence? Honestly, it's just faking it. Literally, confidence doesn't exist, and it only exists when you think you have it. I think a lot of people are like, oh, this person's confident and this person isn't. These people have the same potential of confidence. It's just one of them knows how to fake it and one doesn't. And so I think if you need like a motivational thing to give you confidence, none of us will exist in 100 years. So just do what you love and do it unapologetically, and never let anybody tell you that you shouldn't be doing something, because their opinion is irrelevant. And the only thing you have in this world is the present moment. So be confident in it, because nobody's going to look back and be like, oh, what, like, you remember when you said that awkward thing? Nobody does that. Nobody remembers that. So just like be who you want to be in the moment. Why did I cut my hair? Okay, yeah. So if you don't know, I cut my hair. It's quite short now. Like it's very short. I cut it because I've had curls and like long hair for the last year and a half, and I decided, I haven't had short hair like this for a while. I really like the short hair. I think it's so much easier to maintain. It's easier to get ready in the mornings. It's easier to dry off in the showers at the gym. It's just more convenient. I like it. I like this like clean cut look, especially for the summer. And yeah, that's basically why. And I love it. I probably will have long hair again this time next year, but not for a while. Have I ever kissed an Aussie? Yes. Yeah, I have actually. Aussies are great. Would I be interested in a long distance boyfriend? Okay, this is my opinion on long distance relationships, because this is like an often asked question. Yes, long distance can absolutely work, and I have no problem having a long distance relationship as long as one or both people have a plan to eventually live together. I don't think if you can just like, if you're planning to just like live separate lives forever, that is not going to work. Like if one of you is like, say one of you lives in America and the other one lives in England, if both of you have no intention of moving to the other country, there is no point being in a relationship. Like, I don't care how many times you can fly over and see them and try and make it work. If one of you doesn't have a plan to end up living together, I don't have much hope for it. Would I date a fan? I have no problems with this. I think a lot of people have like a big problem with like the idea of dating someone that they meet through social media or something. I don't have an issue. I don't think that's a problem. I just don't go on dates. Like that's my problem, is I just like, yeah. What do I like most about France? Okay, so France, I like how sort of like evolved they are. Like when I'm in France, like it's really not a big deal to like be gay or to like do anything, whereas here I feel like I have like this pressure to like come out, and it's this big thing, and then people treat me differently. Whereas in France, like when I say like, oh, je suis gay or something, they're like, oh, okay, cool, and then like we just keep on talking and it's not a big deal. So I like how just like nonchalant and very laid back everyone is over there. And I also love the red wine. That's really good too. Can you cut glass with that jawline? Again, thank you. Sorry, I shouldn't have read that out. That was really like pick me of me, but that was very sweet. Thank you. My favorite workout, currently I'm doing this like calisthenics workout where I like use my body weight to like hold myself like on my arms and stuff. I really like that. That's my favorite workout currently. What do I farm? I work on a tree farm. We do some crops and vegetables and stuff like that. And then I also help on my aunt and uncle's cattle ranch. So a little bit of everything. Do you consider yourself as... One sec. Okay, I'm gonna read this one before I like actually say it. Okay, I think this is like meant to be kind of a compliment, but it brings up a point that I want to get to. So the question is, do you consider yourself as handsome as we all find you to be? That is, first of all, very kind of you. That's very sweet. Thank you. Secondly, probably not. Like, to answer your question, like, totally honestly, and like, I know people are going to be like, but you're so handsome. Like, you have to realize that you're handsome. Okay, like, I understand that I am a somewhat attractive looking person. Like, I understand that I have like a somewhat symmetrical face and like decent eyebrows and a good smile. Like, I understand that like that is pretty good, right? But in terms of like comparing myself to sort of like Zac Efron or something like that, I do not think that I am like that attractive. And I know like people are gonna be like, that's so dumb, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, I know it is dumb. I understand that completely, and I totally sympathize with that point of view. But I think everybody just has like this little self-doubt inside of them, and this little like voice going like, you could be better. And so that's kind of what I have. Like, I feel like it's very normal to have that. So yeah, that's the answer to that. But also I realized that this question was like definitely meant to be very much a compliment. So thank you very much. That's very sweet of you. Someone asked why I do OF. I initially started it sort of as a joke, and then it actually became like a really like important part of like body empowerment, and made me feel like you know, like I was always like very insecure about my body. And so like doing it has actually like helped me kind of like my body and sort of have like a healthier relationship with like food and who I am. And in the gay community, I feel like we have this huge pressure to be like absolutely perfect and like detailed to a micromillimeter. And so it's actually been like such a positive influence in my life. And I know that sounds strange, but yeah. And then I've also been able to like connect with some really amazing people, and I've made some like genuinely amazing friends through it as well. So there's like several reasons, but like the reason I started it was definitely like kind of a joke of like, well, I'm doing social media, so like might as well have one. So there you go. Do I do leg day? Yes, I go running every single day. I run for like 10 kilometers a day. I don't know what that is in miles, but I'm a long distance runner. Like that's what I love to do. How do you find a life partner? Okay, so I am not really dating at this point in my life. Like it's just I don't have time. Everyone seems to just want like a very short term kind of like hookup or something, and I'm not interested in that. That's not like who I am. No judging people. I have been there. I have done that. But I think the absolute key to finding like a life partner or a long-term partner is leaving your heart open so that you can meet people and, you know, be be open to being in a relationship. But it's also about giving people a chance and getting to know people slowly and honestly and like really getting to appreciate who they are and kind of like allowing yourself to fall in love. That's what I think it is. So that is my best advice for that one. How to find and love yourself? Honestly, just I don't think it's something that you can like actively focus on. Like I think in order to find yourself, you just need to explore the things that you're interested in, do the things that you like, focus on the people that you love, and just kind of live unapologetically. You know, like the people who truly know themselves just live the way they want to. They follow what they need to do and what they want to do. And I think that is like the biggest confidence boost to who you are. But also don't sweat it. Like if you're worrying about like, oh, I just want to be my authentic self, I think you're thinking of it too much. You know, I think you just need to go out and do what you love to do and be with the people you want to be with, eat the food you want to eat, travel to the places you want to travel. It's just, you know, figuring out what you like in life and what you want to do. There doesn't have to be this like massive sort of thought process behind it. You know, like as an overthinker, I can tell you like it's very easy to fall into that, but it's just do what you like, do what makes you happy. So that's the best I can give you there. My favorite Taylor Swift song / album, favorite series or movie involving LGBTQIA+. My favorite Taylor Swift song is New Romantics. My favorite album is 1989. However, Tortured Poets Department is slowly creeping up the list of my favorites. I love The Alchemy. I love Down Bad and Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. So her newest album is definitely growing up. Okay, recommendations for LGBTQIA plus movies or TV shows. On Amazon Prime currently, there is a show called Prisma. Prisma is an Italian show. It's made by the same people that do Scam. I love Scam. If you haven't watched Scam, go watch Scam. That's a great LGBT thing. But Prisma, a new season is coming out. Prisma is basically about two identical twins, and one of them is queer and is trying to figure out where he fits in all of this. And I think it is the most intriguing show I have watched in a long time. I watched it while I was in Italy and France, and I think it's so good. So if you have Prime or you have access to watching Prisma, go watch it. It's so good. Prisma, Prisma. So yeah. How big are my feet? 11 and a half US, I think. It depends. What do I do to make your eyebrows so fab? Okay, first of all, thank you. Second of all, you're gonna hate this, but I don't do anything. Like, I will moisturize in the morning and I'll like put a bit of moisturizer like under it so that like the follicles are all well moisturized. But like I don't do anything. Like, I'm really sorry. I wish I had like a serum or something I put on it that you could like go and buy. But my favorite song at the moment, it's probably The Alchemy by Taylor Swift, or Risk by Gracie Abrams. Both of those are so good right now, and those are just on repeat at the gym when I'm working out. What's something you always bring when you travel? Currently, I always bring a tripod. That's the current thing that I always bring when I'm traveling, because I'm doing the social media stuff, and it's really convenient, and especially for like FaceTimes and stuff. Like when I'm FaceTiming my family, I'm like, this is perfect. So that's something I always bring. How and when do I decide to shave my body? I shave once a year, basically, sometimes 2 times a year. But essentially just before summer, I will shave. And people hate that. People hate when I shave. And then just before winter, I will shave because, you know, no one's going to see it. So, that's usually how and when I decide. In terms of like facial, I don't like having facial hair. A lot of people think that I look really good with a big beard, and like my hair comes like, this is about like 4 hours of not shaving that this has appeared. So like my hair grows incredibly fast, especially on my face. But I don't like having a beard. I don't like being like burly, whatever. But people are always like, you look so good with it. So yeah, so I just like shaving it. I like a clean shaven face. On me, I like clean shaven and both beards on other people. Yeah. Are you seeing anybody? No, honestly, there's a lot of people who think that like I have like some secret boyfriend, or that like I'm secretly dating, or that I'm in a relationship and I've like kept it private and hidden. I can honestly tell you that at the moment of making this video, like I'm not even like talking to someone that I could be in a date with. Like I am so single right now. However, like I will admit that if I did get into a relationship, I probably would keep it private for a while. You know, like I'm probably just going to kind of, you know, I'm not currently dating right now, like I said, but in the future, I probably will keep it like somewhat private unless the other person is kind of interested in, you know, being on any of this stuff. So, yeah. Okay. I think, is this the last question? Yes. You have several different hairstyles and colors. Which one is your natural? Naturally, my hair is like a lighty blonde, like a dirty blonde. I don't know if you can see. Naturally, my hair is a dirty blonde. In the summer, it gets more blonde. In the winter, it gets like to be like kind of like this, where it looks like a bit of like a dark brown kind of thing. So my natural hair color is dirty blonde. It gets to be like properly blonde or like golden blonde in the summer, and it goes brown in the winter, just because of the sun bleaching. And then in terms of hairstyles, this one is probably the one I've had the longest. I had this one all throughout high school. I had this one for a lot of my life. I recently just like got a haircut and everything. And so, yeah. And like, I don't think anyone has a natural hairstyle, which one is your natural? Okay, yeah, so you're basically asking which color is natural. Yeah, so it's the blonde one. Yeah, and so then this is what we're going with for the summer. So we'll see how it goes. It's gonna get longer, which is gonna be nice. But yeah, I'm gonna keep the sides and everything like pretty short, honestly. So thank you to everyone who submitted questions. I really appreciate it. I hope you learned something interesting. Please feel free to ask more questions in the comments down below, because that's where I'm going to get questions for the next video. Yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful day, month, week, year, whatever you're having. I hope it's beautiful. And as always, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow.